Another Glock wannabe. Is it better than a Glock or as good as a Glock? Some ways. Well, let's find out. Stay with me. Thanks for stopping in while we take a look at the PSA Micro Dagger. This is the PSA's equivalent of the Glock 43X. And is it a better Glock than the Glock? You know, a lot of manufacturers have been coming out with Glock imitations these days, and in some cases they are better. One thing that's certainly better is the price on this. Talk about that in just a little bit. Again, 43X, I don't have a 43X, I have a 48, which is really the same thing, just a longer barrel on it. But again, a couple of minor changes to it. But same size, same overall profile, same width from the back. It does look though like the Micro Dagger has just a little bit better contour on the grip, but the grip texture is leaves a lot, and a little humid out here, leaves a lot to be desired, although it does at least have a textured spot for each side for thumb or trigger finger index. But the texture itself is, well, probably in need of some Talon grips. They make a whole different, a bunch of different ways to customize this if you want to. Different slides. This obviously doesn't have the stock slide on it. It does have the XS, or the large orange dot front side. It's probably not an XS, actually it's a fiber optic. Just a plain old serrated square notch in the rear, which I do like. And these all do come already cut for, at least this one did, for the Shield SMSc optic, and it does have a Shield SMSc on it, which now is my first experience shooting the actual Shield optic, and so far I do kind of like it. Hinged trigger, which is very reminiscent of the early generation Smith & Wesson Shield, not so much what you find on a Glock. One thing I found interesting on this trigger though, right now it's all the way back, and to reset it, it takes a fair amount of full slide action. So press the trigger. It's about a 5-pound trigger, and again, that trigger tap doesn't bother me. It makes for a nice feeling trigger afterwards, and a fairly clean break. Then if you do a gentle reset, you're okay. You only got to reset this about as much as you do on a Glock, but if you pull it and try to reset it this way, there, you got to come a long way back, whereas with the Glock, and again, it is empty, so you press the trigger and not much slide movement, and it does reset the trigger. Similar, but a little bit different. All right, let's take it out and shoot it a little bit, and then we'll talk some more about it. PSA Dagger Micro, using the PSA mags, and these are what's called Micro Slick. We'll talk about the mags here in just a minute. 15-round magazines. So that's standard capacity. Let's just, of course, you know we got to ask Alice which direction we have to go with the plates. And it looks like she says, ooh, we're shooting high, so we're going to go left to right. I missed that last one. Now I got to move it just a little bit. Okay, we're going to go back right to left. Alright, so it is shooting just a hair high. Alright, again, not an awful lot of texture, but the mags are what I want to talk about. 15-round magazines, and if you're familiar with the Glock 43X, 48, you know that Shield Arms makes 15-round magazines for those. And they've had like 3 generations of them now. This is generation 2 Shield Arms, all metal, 15 rounds. But with the Shield Arms, because it's an all metal mag, you have to change out the magazine release, which in a Glock is polymer. Well, that's kind of a pain. That means it's difficult then to go back to the polymer mags, although who'd want to go back to a 10-round? Well, in some places you have to. But then with a metal mag release of polymer mags, that'll wear the mag faster. PSA came up with an interesting option to that. So again, it's got Micro Slick finish on it, but it also has a polymer shield or sleeve built into the front of the mag. It's still a metal mag, but it has a polymer layer over it, fairly thick, that does have where your magazine catches. So you don't have to swap the magazine catch out. You use the polymer magazine catch in a standard Glock 43X, 48, or the Shield Micro Dagger, and use the new PSA 15-round metal Micro Slick mags. Don't have to change your follower. Nice idea. All right, let's take it over to 25 and see what happens over there. PSA Micro Dagger, 3.41 inch barrel, the 15-round PSA mags, which we already mentioned, are very interesting. Let's just see what it'll do over here at 25 and see if I can hit anything at all. Of course, you know, we start with the green well shot up raccoon there on the right. Go to the red crow next to him. And how about the head flipper on the black silhouette? Now come on, do better than that. Hit the silhouette, I think. That's better. All right, orange woodchuck. I want to thank Atlas Targets for these animal targets. How about a red standing prairie dog? And how about the center of the red silhouette? There we go. Can I get it back? And there's a 6-inch orange one way over there on the left. Now, what have we got? A couple rounds left. How about the, what are we going to do? The black 12-inch with a white center. And that's it. All right, so far that lack of texture hasn't really hurt it. I'm hanging on to it okay here at 25 yards, but you know we got to take it out to 50. PSA Micro Dagger. Now there may be some fitment issues on a Glock 43X holster just because of the shape of the slide. It's just a little bit different up there. You've got a Kydex holster, a little heat gun will probably take care of that. Leather holster will stretch right in. Just a minor difference. Does have a mag well that you don't see on, well, at least I don't have it on my 48. So a little bit easier to get that magazine. Of course, tapered top magazines load fairly easily anyway. All right, 50 yards. Let's start out with the silver gong on the left. How about the 16-inch white with a black center? Oh, come on. There we go, 12-inch below it. Bad when I can't even hit a 12-inch. Come on. There we go. 10-inch to the left of the 16. All right, glasses are fogging up. It's really humid out here today. I'm going to blame the glasses. Really, it's not. It's just the shooter is not doing his job. Still working on that 10-inch. Not having any luck. Real erratic ejection patterns too. They're bouncing off the roof of the gazebo and going left, going right, going all over. I haven't experienced that with my Glock. But for really $350-ish, now this isn't the base model, but their base model is about $350 without the optic on it. Of course, Shield SMSc cut. But for the price, is it a better Glock than the Glock? It shoots as well as my 48, so, well, maybe not at 50 yards, but I think that's on me today, not so much the gun. All right, the PSA Dagger Micro with the Shield SMSc cut, and this has a Shield SMSc optic on it, out here today and on a muggy day, and I'm going to blame any errors on it on me. The gun does shoot well, feels good to the hand, hinge trigger, about 5-pound pull, I do like. The grip texture, initially I didn't like it, but so far it hasn't bothered me, at least I don't think it has. All right, thanks for stopping in. We'll take a quick look, hopefully a quick look at the PSA Micro Dagger.